Like
You
and
don't make no
subscribe to the
money like
Chilom
that off of
ENT
selling
YouTube
albums.
channel.
You make
Apply
some
this
sense.
knowledge to the streaming
Your
fee
album gets
structure
sold
in
in the
use today.
stores for like $16, $17, and as an artist, you be lucky if you getting 35, 50 cents off your album.
Okay, there are 100 points on the album. TLC had 7. Every point is equal to 8 cents. All right? 7 times 8, 56 cents. That means every time an album gets sold, TLC gets 56 cents. So 10 million records, $5.6 million.
Like your record sales, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't really get no money off your record sales unless you own your company, you know what I mean? Your record company.
Understanding how they recruit stuff and understanding about their masters and understanding who you pay back or how to get paid.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? They just know they doing their show money.
That's when you start seeing real money, because first of all, it's a pie that get divided all up.
A typical record deal is structured something like this. The record label gives in advance, say $250,000 to the artist to record an album.
Your record label, you know what I mean, the distributor, then is the producer, the writer, the artist.
The artist then records the album. Suppose that the album sells 500,000 copies at $10 each, yielding $5 million. The record label then takes their cut out of the $5 million, typically 85% of the total sales, leaving the artist with $750,000.
That's a big pie that get broke up in that 100% of whatever you doing.
But before the artist receives any payments, the label first deducts the advance. In addition, the record label recoups other costs such as recording costs, half the promotion costs, half the video costs, and tour support.
And now you have a record company saying, pay me 25 or even 20% of your net profits from touring. You have a manager who's saying, I want 15 to 20% of your gross. You have a booking agency who's taking 10% of your gross from the booking.
And they get show money, they get publishing checks. Don't understand the YouTube checks, don't understand the SoundCloud checks, don't understand other checks you could be getting that's not just show money or whatever the case may be. If somebody sample your records 20 years from now, you want to be able to get paid from that.
This leaves the artist $425,000 in debt to the record label.
You like, I got this rap, and you get a beat from your man, you put it down, and you put it out, and it do whatever, it go platinum, you think you're going to see all this money.
Or you're not going to be getting paid. If you don't drop an album, you're not going to get paid. But when you set your stuff up, when you got residuals coming in, no matter what, it's because of the way your deal was structured. You got to structure your deal where you get residuals no matter what.
It ain't going to happen like that, because even if your single going for $4, you make $4 million off of that, but you only seeing some cent.
Like your residuals going to keep coming in. Like you can stop this year, but you're going to be getting paid from shit from 3 years ago.
Right. The rest of your life, right?
Because you set it up right, but you're going to be getting 100% off of it, not a percentage off of your money that you got to pay 100% back. These cats getting 100%.
And then this debt gets carried on to the next album, and the next album.
You may have a business manager. If you're an established artist, you do have a business manager who is probably getting 3 to 5% of your gross of all the money that comes in.
So LaFace record had spent about $3 million on the second album. So that automatically gets deducted from the $5.6 million before we can see a penny.
Record company, first of all, you got the record company, you know what I mean, that's putting the album out, and they controlling most of the equity that come, you know what I mean, from that album, all the money, you know what I mean, they getting their percentage, they getting probably more than 60%, you know what I mean, because they putting it out as they brand, as they label, they paying for the people to distribute, you know what I mean, your album, and the distributors got to get their little piece and they break down from it.
Your attorney also is on a percentage basis quite often, but not all the time. But when we are, sometimes it's the same as a business manager.
You had to get your manager something, but your manager didn't tell you, you got to pay money on the $5 million.
By the time you finish on a typical date, a live engagement, an artist may be paying out as much as 70%.
Your record label might gas you and might buy your publishing. And your publishing is what you eat off of.
Right. How you going to collect that money when you're not the one that can sign off on that? Somebody else going to be getting paid off of that.
Right.
Which means they take home 30%, which is not a significant sum of money if, you know, you're not making $50, $60, $70, $100,000 a night.
When you own your own publishing, that means you own the right to your lyrics. When you sign your contract and you sign away your publishing, that means everything that you writing for this person because he own that. He own you. So it's like slavery. You like a slave to your label until you pay back whatever he gave you. Advance or whatever. They tell you that we assign you for this amount of money.
And you might get a deal for $3 million and you got to pay taxes on $3 million, but you walked away with 1.8.
Right.
1.5.
Even say they sign you for $1 million. Let me tell you how broke you'll get real quick.
First of all, it's tax half. So that's $500,000 right then and there. Boom.
Say $2 million, because $1 million ain't no money.
But you got to pay $3 million, so you got to think about that 1.5 that you spending. You really supposed to be paying that for taxes. Now you balled out. Now you got to get another check to make up for the last check.
They give you $2 million.
Now we have $2.6 million left to split between the three of us.
Uncle Sam, you in a different tax bracket now because you're an entertainer. You know what I'm saying? So it's step up.
When you have that much money, you're in about the 47, 48, 49% tax bracket.
It's like,
you
so
gotta
you
pay
know,
taxes on the new
now
check.
you working check to check. Yeah, the check's big, but you working for $1 million to $1 million checks, or $5 million check, because you get a $5 million check, half of it go to taxes.
So that immediately gets deducted to $1.3 million.
So they give you $2 million after you in that 40, 50% tax brackets. You got $1 million. Now you got lawyers. You got lawyers that handle your business and the paperwork from your contracts. They might want anywhere between 5 and 10%. We're going to max out, say 10%. So out of that $1 million, now you only got, you left with $900,000. You know what I mean? You just got a $2 million check and only 2 people got paid out of that check. You only got $900,000. Now you got management. Your management take anywhere between 10 and 20%. So out of that $900,000, they take 20%. That's $180,000 out to $90,000. So you take the math, you do the math out that's $720,000. You got $720,000 out of that. Now your management got broke down, your lawyer got broke down, Uncle Sam took their money, you know what I'm saying? Now you got $720,000 out of $2 million. You go out, you buy the crib. You get a crib like, you know what I mean, $200,000. You moving out the suburbs because cribs in the hood right now, 150 something. You damn near in the projects. You know what I'm saying? So you go get a nice crib. Say you spend $250,000 on that, $250,000 out the $720,000 you got. You know what I'm saying? So you left right now with the $250,000. You probably got like 4 and some change left. So you go buy a little well. You go buy the, you know what I mean, the Benz. So get the 600. You know what I mean? You get that, what, $160, $170 out of the 4 something. Now you got 3 and some change left.
The first thing you got to do is get a nice car. And there's $100,000.
All your homies and all your new relatives and your friends come around, so you're going to get jewels.
You got to get your jewelry game up.
My bracelet, I paid like $42 for this and about 30 something for this. So that's 40 something, 30 something. That's damn near 80,000. That's almost a bean right there.
You spent $500,000, $1 million on jewelry.
The chain right there with the piece alone, platinum, everything platinum. My piece costs about $20,000, some shit like that. You gonna go get some jewels.
So let's say you spend $100 on the low ball side.
You know what I mean? You don't go all out like me. You go get some jewels. You get a nice watch. You're gonna spend about 20 to 30. You know what I mean? Nice chain, about 20. Bracelet, 20 to 30. You know what I'm saying? You keep it basic. Yo, after that, that's another bean, almost 200 out to 4 something. You down to $1.
So now you got, what, $300,000 left. You got to get a place to live, and you don't have good credit because you're just coming from the street. So you got to drop more than 20%.
So say you got a couple friends, you want to break them off. Birds in the hood, you get a brick. Brick like anywhere between 22.
Now your homeboys think you got way more than you have, and you got to look out for everybody on your block. So put 50 to that.
26 and 30 something. So you get a couple homies a brick. Say you look out for like 4 of your homies, give them a brick. That's another bean.
So you're going to spend 50 on fresh. Your sneakers, you got to pop tags every single day. So put 50 on that.
100,000 left. And you got the car, you got the crib, you broke everybody down, but you still owe that $2 million.
You have an overhead where you have to maintain all these things every month. So now you might have 20,000 in bills every single day. And
you got a car note. And you got a crib that you got to pay mortgage on and bills. You broke within like 4 something months. Is ridiculous. So that's some real shit.
And there it is. It's gone. There's no more money. It's a wrap. Your million is nothing.